Hello and welcome to another session of Wild Cafe, in which we share a transmission message about the energetic updates of the upcoming week. If you have been following us for a little bit, last week's update referred to this week and the upcoming weeks. So the message from last week, if you want to check it out, is on our channel. And otherwise, I'll remind you that it was very powerful. Basically, it is a reminder to relax. And if you have been doing your inner work, if you are one of the bringers of the change, then you are here to sit back and allow. You probably have done some big moves, some decisions, and maybe even life-altering choices that have taken a lot of courage. Some of them may have been not the path that you would have taken had you followed your heart. But when we put into alignment the mind, the heart, the gut, then we realize that sometimes our heart's desires cannot manifest at this point in time, because we are co-creating a world with the external environment as well. So every single sparkle of God is basically here doing the best they can in order to ascend and work with their own energy, understanding patterns, releasing other patterns and behaviors and thoughts that haven't been working for them, and also continuously coming back to the collective, to the oneness that we all are, to that source where we all come from. So because we are co-creating this world, this means that depending on other people's choices, sometimes we are kind of forced to make our own decisions based on the energetic reading of what is going on at this point in time. This doesn't mean that eventually the timeline may not shift. This doesn't mean that you cannot achieve those desires that you are working towards, or you are manifesting, you are wishing, willing, desiring to co-create. But it might mean that at this point in time, maybe there is a period of waiting, of redirection, or simply of allowing everything to be, so that the energy is settled and everyone can reveal their choices and their truths. And as mentioned, if you have been keeping yourself in your higher vibration, if you have allowing yourself to do the inner work and are in constant connection with the divine, with your guidance, with your guides in the spiritual realm, then know that these choices that you have been making over the past few weeks and maybe past few months are now bearing its fruits in a positive way, because abundance is coming, abundance of positivity, abundance of the heart's desires. It's just a matter of time. So during this period of relaxation, as the guides called it last week, you can sit back and allow the pieces of the puzzle to move as you watch it, and as you keep guiding everything, not controlling or manipulating, but just guiding with your higher awareness. So maybe you might be able to say a wise word of advice to someone who is involved in a situation that might affect you, and maybe they weren't seeing things the way that you can see them, from a bigger picture, from a bigger perspective. And from that role of cosmic mother or cosmic father, which is what they are guiding me to talk about, you can actually sit back, enjoy the ride, watch what is going on, and whenever it is important for you to speak up, you can speak up for the benefit of the whole, of the collective. So in saying this, you might be wondering, has my inner work now finished? No, we are in a constant journey of inner work and inner development in order to keep ourselves, to maintain ourselves in a higher vibration. This is like taking a shower. You don't just take one shower and then you're done for the whole year. Every time you feel dirty, then it is advisable to take a shower. And this is the same thing with the energetic work. So we must keep on top of it, because otherwise things keep piling up. it is sometimes somewhat easier to maintain ourselves in a lower vibration, only because that doesn't require any work at all. And by work, I don't mean you have to push, you have to thrive, you have to make things hard. Everything can glide and flow very smoothly, but you need to be able to maintain yourself grounded with your emotions, with positive thoughts, with your heart coherence, and having your mind in check, so that those patterns that are coming from the survival mode that probably are not serving you at all anymore, especially the more you lock yourself into the higher vibrations, the lower diminishing patterns are no longer serving us at all. Like, it is instantaneously obvious that in whatever choices we make, in whatever interactions we have, these survival mode patterns do not aid us at all. And so the work is simply to continue to be vigilant in what is happening in your world and around it. So because we are creating externally, so as you do your inner work within, then externally the manifestations take place as a reflection of what is happening within, of your consciousness, your level of awareness. Then you are able to control the environment. But as I say, guides keep saying, it is important to know that the use of the word control is very different in the way that they view it. So the control is simply like a wise mother who is here to advise her little ducklings, hey, there is danger here. It is totally up to the ducklings what they decide to do, whether they decide to follow the mother for a little while, whether they decide to watch her and see what she's doing and follow her advice, or whether they might just choose their own path and venture into their own adventure. That is totally up to them. The mother is detached in the energetic blueprint or attachment that would create karma with the whole outcome. At the same time, she is willing and hopefully wishing for a positive result for everyone involved in the situation. And this is the kind of scenario that we are talking about for the next few weeks, at these 3 weeks. I am being told 3 to 4 weeks. So it is a period of readjusting, because this is what is happening at the collective level. This is what is happening with Mother Earth, with Gaia. So because there is a shift in the molecular structure of everything as we are ascending in the path of ascension, there is an awakening that is taking place, which means there are higher vibrations that are being accessed. Then this means that there is a period of recalibration. We were living from a state of fear, from a state of survival, and this is being slowly, smoothly, that would be ideal, but it is not always slow or smooth. It's sometimes catastrophic and chaotic and very explosive and fast. So what is happening is that the truth is being unveiled, and as we are reaching higher levels of vibration, we are kind of forcing also other individuals, other sparks of God to do the same. So the more we as separate entities, as separate beings, add resistance into the equation, the more hassle, the more chaos that is created, only because we can't glide smoothly. So in the example with the ducklings, maybe the mother is actually advising them from a space of heart, mind, soul coherence. But if there is this little duckling who is rebelling and who wants to do his own thing and who won't budge, he's totally out of his comfort zone by listening to his mother, and he needs to exert his own power, his own control, to feel that he is the driver of his own life, coming from a state of separation of the ego, of you won't tell me what I have to do kind of behavior. Then this means that this is the path that is going to be recreated again. A path of fear, a path of lack, a path of rebellion, a path of wanting to learn the lessons that could be learned smoothly in a harsher way, simply because one is not allowing oneself to step out of the way and get in the hands of someone who is trustworthy. The thing is with this, because there are so many levels, that actually one of the levels that is being cleared is that concept and fear of trustworthiness. How many times have you reported an incident? Have you talked to an authority figure, whether that's a teacher, whether that's a parent or a family member, whether that's an elder or a friend who supposedly have your interests at heart, and nothing has been done about the matter? In fact, worse has been done, because you have been shut down. You have not been able to stand in your truth and be supported for being in that truth, because they haven't helped you, because despite knowing your open vulnerability and the truth that you are or have been expressing, they are not willing to help you. They are not willing to put themselves at the stake and protect you. Then there has been a lot of fear and mistrust created for centuries, I guess, in different timelines. And hence we are once again recreating that in order to release it, understand it, and also be wiser in our choices. So because this new earth is really based on energetics, then the more you are able to read energy, the more you will be able to work in the moment. This new earth is very quickly, it is very fast. Everything happens in the now. We are living in the now moment, and everything can change in 1 second. Why? Because we are accessing quantum levels. This means that miracles happen. This is the frequency of God. God doesn't work with a time frame. There is a certain element of time involved, only because in this three-dimensional level we do work with the element of time and space. But at the same time, when we tune into those frequencies of miracles, then everything can shift instantaneously. And this is what happens, that the better you at reading energy, the better you can make your choices, not only for yourself, but for the collective as well, for those that are involved in decisions that might affect the whole outcome. And so we are doing that. We are learning to be wiser in our choices, who I can trust, who I can trust. At the same time, at a different level, those who are more ready are opening up, tuning into their heart, and with a level of authority and power that they have gained through proving themselves over time, that they are committed to the God-sent path, that they are committed to the inner work of showing up and releasing the patterns that no longer serve them, of doing the inner work in order to realign themselves constantly into this God-sent energy frequency, then these are the leaders that can be now trusted. Why? Because they trust themselves. They trust that no matter what, they will do the best they can in whatever given scenario. They won't put their own selfish desires and their fear in front of anything that compromises their connection with God. And this is what for so many timelines, lives, lifetimes, whatever you want to call it, depending on your acceptance of time and your preference for words, I guess, is really clearing that. It is clearing the timelines where we were abused, the timelines where we as leaders were made to shut down, or we chose to shut down because it was too dangerous to open up and remain in the truth. And in fact, in different timelines, most of us were killed, because when we remained in our truth, we lost either important and valuable things and people. There wasn't a level of justice that took place at a divine level, but eventually everything catches up. And so during this period, what's happening as well is that there is the introduction of the divine system of justice that is taking place within the quantum field. So anything that is not being cleared and resolved within an individual, and we may be talking about different timelines and lifetimes, then it is being forced to come up to the surface so that it is watched in the light and something is done about it, so that the justice is restructured, it is restored. It is now the time. Like, there are no more lifetimes of playing the game, of hiding behind a mask, of well, I'm in the gray area. It is either you're in the path of commitment to God and the higher frequency for the betterment of the whole of humanity. You are in the 144,000 souls that were chosen and have chosen to commit themselves to this path of God and higher awakening, or you are still lingering in either two paths, so you come and go, or you are in a lower vibrational realm that is still keeping you stuck in the old earth, in the patterns of survival, in the patterns of weakening this awareness with either addictions, with power struggles, with manipulation, gaslighting, control, and lying. So there are two very distinct timelines. This has been talked in other videos as well in the channel. And so it is really up to every single individual what we choose. So for those bringers of the change, as mentioned before, this week and the weeks coming are very important because we are recalibrating together the energetic blueprints. At the cellular level, there is a very powerful shift that is taking place. And this means that we do need time to recalibrate, to vibrate at a different frequency, and hence there is a period of adjustment. It is just like when you are single and then you meet someone and you start a relationship which is more committed. There is a process of adjusting, adapting, and getting to know one another, getting to know what is best for the whole. So this is the same. This is what's happening here. We are rising as leaders, and we are learning to work with that empowerment at a level of total confidence, trust, and faith in the divine. And knowing that this is at the core of our decision making, then the empowerment works really healthily, because the decisions that are being made by those leaders can be relied upon because they are working for the best and the betterment of the whole collective. And sometimes this means that it might be a decision which might not work for someone in the collective, in the tribe, in the community, but in the long run it is the better for everyone else. And something that might be seen as not working for someone might also be in fact the channeling force that acts as a motivator for the change that is needed. So maybe that person at this point in time is trying to hide something, or is trying to run away from a pattern or behavior that was not working for the whole. So he or she has to make the choice as well. What do I want? Where do I want to be in this process of ascension, working together in the whole as a community? Or do I still want to be going on my own and work for praise, work for money, work to receive everything as a me? Or am I doing this for the collective? What is my intent? That is really what is being tested over this period of time, and what has been tested. We have been being tested for a long time, and the more we are ascending and really demonstrating that we are committing ourselves to this path of self-honor, self-respect, and this means because we are tuning into the divine and to honoring that divine path, then we are working together in the whole, in the oneness. So this means once again that there is a process of recalibration taking place with regards to the fear that was instilled in every single one of us for not being able to rely on certain authority figures who were really not protecting us, even if they said they were, even if we believed with all our hearts that they were. And that can be at a macro level, like governments, politicians, or at a micro level, so family level, friendships, partnerships. You might be or have been with someone with whom you really had a very strong connection that may have been coming even from other timelines, but then you have discovered that this person was really not wanting the best for you or for himself or herself, And so all of the truths are coming out to the surface to be revisited, and for everyone to figure out who can I trust, who can't I trust. And once you are able to read these energetics in a fast way, the decisions are made quicker. Because if you are tethering, if you are doubting this person, oh, she's really good, or she's really positive, she's coming across as very empowered and confident and with a higher level of awareness and with empathy, but then you are seeing or feeling something even within your gut feeling that it's not totally aligned with what you're here for. If you feel that you might have to put yourself down, diminish your own power, or that this other person might not be working together with you because they say one thing but then they actually don't support you, or they don't stay true to the commitments that they have made. They make a verbal agreement and then they don't follow through with it. Then decisions are made quicker with regards to this person needs to go. And sometimes the space, the time that is given is a temporary separation for them to also redirect themselves and decide, what do I want to do? Do I want to choose this path of separation, or am I going back on board on the path of community working? And I was seeing again the vision of the ducklings. So maybe this duckling who is rebellious is still wanting to learn the lessons on his own, and he is putting his foot down and going, no, I'm going to learn this lesson on my own. I'm going to prove that I'm worth it. I'm going to prove that I'm the best. You don't really have to. You are already the best. Everybody is the best, because there is no one like you. We are all different sparks of God, very special and unique in our own energetic blueprints. So there is no need to prove anything. This new earth works with cooperation, collaboration, sharing gifts. What do you have? What do I have? What have you learned? Let's share. And if you are still in this mode of rebellion, I have to prove to myself and prove to others that I am the best, that look how well I play music, look how well I write books, I am going to be the #1 musician of the world, or whatever it is that you're trying to prove by getting external approval. It is very, very easy to see a person who is transparent and who is connected within their own heart and who is really committed to this inner path of awakening and to working for the whole, and those who are still tethering between the I'll work, but I'm still gonna prove that I'm the best here. I'll do the, but I'm still look how many likes. And we all like to be liked, we all like to be part of a collective, but there is a healthy line that once crossed is difficult to go back to the divine path, only because we are driven into a downward cycle of wanting to be separate and to prove ourselves in that separate state. So keep relaxing. No need to be afraid. Everything is wonderful. Life is brilliant. It is magnificent. Whatever you are projecting in the external world, know that can be changed. There are shifts and recalibrations and a lot of readjusting that is taking place, especially as the leaders of the New Earth are rising in their own integrity, and as everyone is able to just be in their own place. Like, what is your place in this bigger tapestry of things? You might be an amazing musician, but you don't need to be singing. Maybe there's an amazing singer who has a more powerful voice, or that is more needed in this community at this point in time. So shut your mouth. If you are trying to prove to everyone that you are the best singer, the best musician, it's just not contributing to the whole. So you are in a very, very different vibration than the one of oneness. And it is up to every single one of us to choose, to decide in every single moment where we want to be and where we want to head our lives. So heads up, keep relaxing. The more you relax, the more everything becomes aligned, the more you can stay steady and steadfast in your path of awareness. And I am so grateful for all of these messages and guidance, and I hope that they are really beneficial for you as well in your path of awakening, in your path of re-empowering your own self and your own leadership in whatever shape or form that may look like to and for you. I am very sure that you will know, because you will resonate with what you're doing. You will feel either empowered, happy, light, vibrant, or you will feel physically exhausted and even having different physical symptoms, like you may have stomach aches or headaches. Something is off. So it's a matter of checking out your energy. Where are you at? And cleaning. Keep cleansing your energy so that you can really help the collective and really help everyone from that space of detachment, of simply watching, observing, and keep creating a positive, fulfilling outcome with your own mind, with your own heart, with that heart coherence alignment. As always, we hope this has been beneficial, and stay tuned. There will be more information coming next week. Until then, have a beautiful, beautiful week.